Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Just coming on camera here reacting to a bit of news that's going to undoubtedly be disappointing for some of you. Lil Uzi Vert has taken to Instagram, specifically the Instagram story feature, to essentially announce that he is quitting music. He is over, he is done. He claims to have deleted everything, so one would have to assume that that would include his new full-length album, which was slated to come out at some point this year, very soon, Eternal Atake. And it's kind of unfortunate, even for somebody who's not really a gigantic Lil Uzi Vert fan, because I would like to see everybody improve over time, and you would think that given the amount of hits and material that Uzi was yet to put out in comparison with some of his contemporaries, like, Travis Scott or like Kodak Black or something like that, or a Young Thug, you would think that Lil Uzi Vert in a lot of ways was just kind of getting started. You would think that 2019 could really potentially be his year, considering how much promotional buildup and how much interesting visual promotion was going into his new full-length album. Yeah, I'm just not really sure how to take this. I know before Uzi has expressed sort of stress and unhappiness with either music industry stuff or his label not allowing him to release music at a pace that he wishes to release it. So I wouldn't be surprised to hear of sort of the stress or the bother or the annoyance of being in the industry, working within the commercial framework, and also potentially dealing with, a level of limelight and attention that some people aren't all that interested in. Could have possibly eaten away at his wish and desire to keep making and recording music. I think a lot of people from the outside assume that once you hit that level where you're as popular as a Lil Uzi Vert, or you're as popular as like a Post Malone or something like that, your problems just vanish and disappear and everything's great and nothing's wrong and it's just smooth sailing from there. It might seem like that's the case, especially when you're talking about some of these rappers who don't really seem to have all that much self-awareness, and every waking moment they spend on social media is just basically flexing and making it seem like they're having the best time of their lives every second, every hour of the day. When in reality, there are a lot of artists out here who are super talented, have devoted fan base, but they are struggling. They're struggling to keep it together. They're struggling to keep the passions up to continue doing what they're doing, because the entertainment industry can be really demanding, especially in the internet age, especially in the super speedy information age, where the demand for content, the demand for output is incredibly high. In order to maintain your fan base, you have to have a level of album, single, or EP releases, a quantity of that which would have been unheard of in the 70s or the 80s or the 90s. And on top of it, it seems like less and less labels are giving artists less and less promotional support, and it's almost up to the artists themselves to take to social media and come up with posts to make in order to just kind of keep interest in what they're doing up and keep fans engaged. It sort of puts artists in a position where they never really can take a break and unplug from their job, so they're just always grinding, they're always on social media, they're always just trying to come up with some kind of piece of content to engage fans with, and it's just really nonstop. On top of that, you can never really hit a point of true regularity because the industry is so volatile. You don't know whether or not you're going to be relevant in the next few years. You have to base a lot of what you're doing around these big tentpole, gargantuan promotional album releases, which could go great, which could go bad. Many artists also have to sink their own money into these projects and into these promotional campaigns. Either that or their label is charging them for this stuff on the back end. I'm just kind of, throwing ideas out there and throwing out issues that I know other artists have expressed their own problems with. I'm not saying all of this stuff specifically applies to Uzi Vert, but he's clearly put in a position where it seems like everything surrounding his artistry and surrounding his desire to make music is making the whole process of doing so less interesting. As he kind of states specifically in this picture, he wishes he wasn't famous. He wishes it was back in 2013 before all of this stuff blew up and he had this incredible amount of pressure on him. Maybe Uzi Vert's newest full-length album is already deleted. That may in fact be true, but one would think that if he ever changes his mind, it's certainly something that he could kind of draw back up and maybe, you know, come back better and stronger. Again, if he does decide to follow this up and, you know, have a change of heart. I'm going to leave it at that. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or a link to subscribe to the channel. Let me know down in the comments what you think of all of this, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Anthony Fantano, Lil Uzi Vert, forever.